Spring harvests have been going well for me so far. And as you can see, I've already harvested some burdock leaves, even though the bugs have gone through it, but that's okay. We can share. However, I certainly make sure that I give it a good wash just to get rid of any remaining bugs that may be hidden in those huge leaves. And here's an example of it. We have a bug hanging out on my asparagus here that I harvested this morning. I've been harvesting asparagus for the past month, and it's about dwindling down at this point, but I got a good amount. This morning I grabbed a nice handful that I'm going to be eating nice and fresh. I also have here some mullein leaves that I'm going to be washing and drying them off and turning them into powder so that I can have it readily available for use when I need it. Now right here, as you can see, these huge burdock leaves are being chewed up by the insects, but nevertheless, I'm going to go ahead and harvest it. Now the entire burdock plant is edible at different stages, especially the leaves. You want to eat the leaves while they're young, add them to your salad. It's a little bit chewy from my experience, but still that does not deter me from using it because I want the medicinal benefit that's contained in this plant. You can also use the roots and the flowers because they also contain medicinal benefits. And may I disclose that this is not any medical or professional advice. Before you start using any herbal products or supplements, please consult with your medical care provider. Now look at the size of this plant. And this plant here, I dropped the seeds last year, and look at it now. I did harvest a little from it last year, and at this point I'm not digging up the roots because I want this plant to get established. Well, I have several of the plants, and at this point I'm excited to see it go to flower. But look at these leaves, guys. The bugs are enjoying them. They're getting to share. And I did get a nice harvest here, a nice bunch of it. The leaves are going to regrow where I can continue to harvest as I see it fit. I'm also going to be harvesting some dandelion, the flowers, and the dandelion greens. And just like the burdock plant, the dandelion plant is also edible. You can use the leaves, the flowers, and the roots of this plant. I've already made some fermented dandelion. And you may think I'm glorifying this herb, but I have a palate for it even though it's bitter. So all I do is add some boiling water to my fresh harvest, and I put it in a mason jar and I let it sit on the counter for a couple days. And here you can see the fermentation process happening naturally. I like fermented foods. I make my own kimchi, I make kombucha. I just like the taste of fermented foods, and it's also good for your gut health. See, I don't harvest everywhere in my yard, just where I'm actually growing food. Like over here in my garden, I just get in there instead of going to the lawn where everybody walks around and the dog walks around. I mean, we're gonna find critters in the garden, but ooh, that lavender smelled really good. I just bumped into it while harvesting the dandelion. That lavender smells really, really good. So I'm pretty much harvesting, not really to store up at this point for this year, but just as I go along, I can use these fresh herbs and these garden greens, and I'm enjoying all the health benefits from it. See, look, this right here is poison ivy going up on the fence. I already cut some back, so it's dying off. But I must have missed this one right here, and that shiny look is all the oils in the leaves. And if you're allergic to it, because not everyone is allergic to it, but a vast majority of people are allergic to this poison ivy. So when you're in your garden, make sure you're able to identify the hazardous plants in your garden, and my advice is to stay away from it. I still brush into it every year, but on a minimal level than when I actually didn't know what it was. So I stay away from it, and I keep it away from my garden. See, it's coming through the fence right here, so it grows behind the fence. So every year I go to the fence line and I cut it off so it can die off. But it also grows a berry. But we're not about the about the poison ivy today. Look at this garlic mustard here, guys. You can add the leaves to your salad. It makes a really nice spring mix. If you add these, you add dandelion leaves. You can add your kale or whatever edible greens you have in your garden. It's really enjoyable. Gives it a nice flavor. So this is my little morning harvest, and I'm enjoying my fresh spring greens. These plants do so much better when it's cooler out because it's spring and it's not the heat of the summer. They do so much better. They grow rigorously during the springtime, and then they slow down quite a bit in the summer because of the summer's heat. This is why I'm enjoying it while I can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next upload.